I am not going to stand up here and give
Bruh, I just saw a 41-second video and I saw nothing. It's a trap. What's up, bud? Your boy has had himself a day. A week, actually, to be honest. Partially while I'm up this late. Although I'm always up this late, right? Usually. The other day, though, I've been having some dog drama. Not even drama, dude, but my dogs have been... I don't know, man. It's a lot going on with them dogs. So, the female dog, Phoebe, she recently had puppies, right? 5. So obviously because of that, the wifey's like, we need to get Jax, which is the boy, fixed ASAP. So the week started, I want to say Tuesday. Well, it started Monday, but the dog drama started Tuesday. After nursing these puppies that are fat as fuck, they're huge, dude. Like, my puppy is not that big. I mean, my dog is not that big, but her puppies are... I think I weighed them. The biggest one was like 14 ounces already. So he's kind of like the biggest one. The smallest one's 12 ounces, maybe 10, and they're 3 weeks old. So they're sucking the life out of my dog. These little vampire-like puppies, right? They're cute and shit, but they're killing my dog. So we were just watching TV, and I don't know what the hell I had done, man. I had a really big deadline due Tuesday, and after that Tuesday, I was like, you know what? I'm going to relax because I put in my hours. I worked the weekend. So what I ended up doing is I worked really late Friday. Saturday I took it off, but Sunday I worked till like 3 in the morning. Monday I worked till 3 in the morning. Tuesday I worked till 3 in the morning. That's just my crackhead shit. I always do that. So Tuesday, I finished the deliverable, and I'm like, yes, I get to chill for like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, just casual little hours here and there, work on some of the little stuff. And then Tuesday evening, I start looking. I'm watching TV. I'm just sitting there, and my wife made some. I don't know if you'll know what it is. It's called caldo de pollo, which pretty much is chicken soup. But it's like got a bunch of vegetables in it. It was the bomb, bro. So like Tuesday was looking, great. I've got my deadline in, eating some good food. It was cold as fuck. It was great. And then all of a sudden I see my dog come out from like nursing her puppies, and she just looks a little off. So I look at my wife and I'm like, is she breathing weird? And she's kind of like breathing heavy and shallow, and I'm like, that's strange. And then I actually put my hands like on her stomach just to kind of feel, because my wife's like, she's shaking, and I'm like she's cold. So I kind of checked because it's cold, right? And I have my hands on her, and she's just like quivering internally. It was a very weird feeling, man. And then as she was laying down, she's laying there trying to sleep or relax, and all I saw was her head just kind of like moving, like if she was getting some sort of twitching, and I was like convulsions. I was like, dude, this is fucking bad. So I know that nursing dogs get like calcium issues. I mean, I Google the shit out of stuff all the time. So I was like, holy crap, man, she's probably low on calcium. We had just got her checked the week before, and the doctor said everything looked good. But I was kind of giving her this little combo of like puppy chow with cottage cheese to kind of give her some calcium. And we weren't doing that for a couple days, and that's when this happened. So I'm like, holy shit, we cannot slack on that. So today I gave her some, like in the morning, I pretty much gave her some of that. Anyhow, we ended up going to the emergency vet care. And dude, that was its own experience. We pulled up at about 10:30, and there was 4 people in the parking lot. And I'm like, okay, hopefully this isn't bad. And it's a very good system in theory, because what they do is you pull up, they take the dog, they kind of give an assessment, and after they check on the dog, they'll basically determine the critical list, you know, which dog needs care quicker. So I'm like, that makes sense. You know, whatever, maybe it's not that bad. So they take her in, and the lady that has taken her inside basically comes to our car and is like, okay, so we gave her an assessment. We're going to go ahead and check her in already. In my head, that tells me, oh shit, it's not good. That's how my brain works. You understand? Like I'm a paranoid guy. So as I'm waiting there, the hours just stop going. Like it's 11:30, and then 12:30, and I'm like, we haven't heard anything. So this whole time, my blood pressure is like going fucking nuts. And I'm like, okay, dude, something's wrong with my dog. And I get really sad, man. Like, I've never really been big on pets, because when I've had them when I was younger, I got too attached and I ended up losing them, and I just couldn't handle it. So I'm super attached to my dogs. And so I'm just there thinking the worst, because that's just what I do. And what ends up happening is the lady comes out at almost 1, maybe 12:30 in the morning. And I'm like, hey, like we've been out there, like, you know, what's going on? She's like, oh, okay, so the doctor's going to has 2 people in front of you. And I look in the parking lot, I'm like, there's nobody here, dude. Maybe they have some overnights or something that they were doing before, but I'm like, okay, I guess it's all determined based off of the criticalness, right? So, long story short, I know it's already got a little long, but basically my dog was low on calcium and showing the beginning signs of I think they call it eclampsia. I couldn't tell you the exact word, but basically they said time to cut off those puppies, and I said, dude, I've been waiting to cut these fuckers off, because these puppies are literally just draining my baby. They're little life suckers. Cute as shit, but dude. So we're kind of dealing with that. They prescribed some Tums, believe it or not. Apparently, Tums are very good for calcium. I had no idea. I've never taken Tums. So that was Tuesday. We ended up getting out of there at 4:30 in the morning. But once we kind of like spoke with the vet, she kind of put us at ease. That is my fault for looking right at my chat. But thanks for that attempted jump scare, Army Turd. I was just talking about how my dogs have been giving me hell this week. My dog just basically had a low calcium situation, so we had to cut the little fuckers off, cut the puppies off. And we've been dealing with that because her instinct is to like eat and then go feed these puppies right after. But the thing is, when you're trying to wean them, or like, they'll basically suck the calcium out of her. So we were told to not let her feed them anymore. So we are bottle feeding, which is its own scary. That's scary. I don't know if you've ever done that. It's kind of crazy. So we've been doing that for like 2-3 days, and then dealing with the mom just like wanting to jump in there at every moment. So we actually have her dressed up in a onesie. She looks cute as shit, dude. She's got like a onesie backwards so that the thing buttons up on her back. And then she goes in there and those things just attack her. But they're not able to get to the teat. To the nipple. No nip slips. And she's had a couple nip slips here and there, so we just kind of double coated her with a couple thin clothing for dogs or whatever. So that was Tuesday, man. And honestly, that was scary, man. It was scary just because I don't like seeing my dog suffering or anything. And I was like, ugh. So that was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, dealing with that. And then Friday comes along, which today is one of those Fridays that it's no longer Friday, it's Saturday. But Friday was one of those Fridays that sounded like a Thursday and felt like a Thursday. So I actually just woke up my wife. I was like, wait a second, man. Is it Friday? I gotta go stream. What the fuck? This morning, my wife, God bless her, she doesn't want to have another situation where we got these puppies going crazy. So I say we, but we were both involved, but she set up an appointment to get his nuts chopped. And man, that felt crazy. Because I actually, like the place we went, there was just like a line of various dogs, and I'm like, what the hell, dude? I started looking around and the signs were like, she said it was the best rated one, or one of the better rated ones. But the area was very suspicious, if you know what I mean. The area was like thrift shops, and I don't know, bro. I was like, bro, where did you send me? They're gonna butcher my dog. So I'm feeling terrible about that shit. And now he's kind of just, he's fine. He's recovering. But I don't know, man. There's just something about dropping off your dog to get his nuts chopped that makes you feel really, 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 really bad about it. So I've been dealing with that all day. He's finally kind of sleeping. We got him to, he's I don't know what that's supposed to do to their behavior, but his behavior seemed to have shifted like instantly. All of a sudden he's like wanting to go outside and walk around, and I'm like, you can't. You never wanted to do this stuff. Like, chill, bro. And we put that cone on his head. That thing is ridiculous. Like, I don't think there's a dog on earth that could stand that thing. Unless you're just like lazy and just like said, fuck it. They're just waiting. I don't know, man. So what I did is I have one of those, it's like a bodyguard type thing. So he's hopefully asleep. He hasn't come over here. Usually he'll come over here and like while I'm streaming, he's like sitting right there looking at me. And like looking at me like, when are we going to bed? So that's been my days with the dog drama. I think we're okay. Wifey's going through a little something too, but she's okay too. What was I gonna say? There was something I was gonna. Oh, yeah, yuck. So Von Miller, I'm sure you're aware of this man, Von Miller, one of the greatest linebackers ever, right? The other day on Twitch, he was giving away signed stuff, and guess who won a signed card? I did. So I'm gonna see when that gets here, but I think he autographed them on the spot, bro. It was pretty cool. Zdorf? I don't even know I don't know what card it was, to be honest. It was just an autograph thing. I was like, that's cool. He was doing giveaways. All you gotta do is sub, and you got like 3 tickets. And I was kind of like here dealing with the dogs, and I heard Kreapn TV. I was like, what the fuck? I won something. Pretty cool, man. So I thought that was kind of neat. It would have been cool if I would have got a jersey or something, but I'll take it. Thought it was pretty neat. Anywho, I don't know if I didn't really feel like playing anything, so I'm kind of thinking I was gonna watch some vids or something. Kind of chilling. I'm not tired. It's AV weekend. Dude, I haven't logged into WoW at all, man. Do I even have it still? I might have actually done the unthinkable, which is I might have canceled it. I may have. Wrath of the Lich King. No, I still got it. But I unsubbed. Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm not sure what I want to do there. I know I don't want to dig into retail. Ooh, I want to own that, though. I do want this. 49 point. Should have some measuring tape around here. Don't ask why, but I should. We were looking for it the other day. Couldn't find it. 16 pounds. Look at that thing. Wow. Yeah, but what does it cost? Let's find out what the cost is, boys. That is a scary shit. How did this go from watching scary shit to me looking at Frostmourne? 1,500. I'm out. That's crazy. 1,500. Do they sell a replica? Jesus Christ. There you go. I'm gonna get me a koozie, my boy. Ooh, that looks kind of tight. No. See, it's sucking me back in, dude. No. Don't start that shit. Ooh. Frostmourne replica. Wall mount, $200. That might be more like it. Let's see, 22 by... Oh, it's a little small. It's okay. It's all about this. Size doesn't matter. We know that. Anyway, yeah. Let's watch some. I watched this video. I didn't see shit. So let me switch to this. And let's see. Let me rewatch this shit. Scary bits for me, man, for the evening. This is usually what I do at 3 in the morning. It's just my thing. Okay. You know what? I wasn't looking at the camera. So far, I see nothing. Are those eyeballs? Oh, that's what they're talking about. Almost. My reaction time is just too... I'm still too fresh. Oh, dude, you know what happened today? I had a meeting, right? And when I had this meeting, I was going to present some plumbing drawings. And as soon as it was about to like be my turn, I fucking stretched my leg and I kicked my surge protector. Shut everything off. And I was like, oh my fucking God. I fucking panicked, dude. I got back in the meeting all like nervous. I was like, oh yeah, this is panicky, dude. Scrambling. Your boy turned into scrambled eggs. And the only reason I remember that because I almost did it again. Just kicked the top of that shit. Boom. Anyway. All I saw was the eyeballs. I don't know. All I saw was eyeballs. Creepy internet stuff. Let's see here. I was actually seeing that scariest videos of all time. I doubt it.
Scariest videos of all time, part 1. A mother begins filming her 2 daughters.
I didn't know Chills had this. Dude, this guy's voice is something else. Like, see if he could see if he could tolerate it, but that's crazy the way he's just looking right at it. What the hell, bro? Is that just for optimal like lapel mic placement? Is that why he's doing this? Because this is weird.
Daughters after one claims to see something watching her in the other room. You may just think it's her imagination until her sister sees it too. scariest video.
Bro, what the hell did she see? I guess only she could see. I hate the way they talk. Yeah, he talks. His voice is on. He's a big YouTuber actually, but his voice is very. I don't know how to describe it, man. Look how this guy's saying, "Bro, staring into my soul." Dad's back with the milk. What the fuck? Never read comments, man. Comments are crazy. I'm gonna rewatch it just to see what was happening there.
Videos of all time, part 1. A mother begins filming her 2 daughters after one claims to see something watching her in the other room. You may just think it's...
So that could just be this one picking on this one, because everybody's guilty of doing that shit. You're just like, what's that? What's sitting back there? Scared the shit out of her.
Her imagination until her sister sees it too.
Turn around. But you gotta listen to me. Turn around. Look at me. What's the matter?
Yikes, that's a terrible scream. Watch, let me show you something, Yuck. This guy's been talking like this forever, brother. Before TikTok was even a thing. Watch, Chill's videos. I mean, you could go back years, dude. And it actually used to be a lot worse. Honestly, it used to be like, I think it actually isn't that terrible now, but it just sounds like very like if his nose is being pinched or something. His content's very good, but his voice, I don't know if that, I guess it somehow worked out, right? Because look at all these 2.3, 1 mil, like these all have a bunch of views. Oh, this is 2 years ago. When would you say TikTok started popping off? Like 2019, probably? You could probably go back like 10 years or something on this guy. No, not 10 years, but at least 5, I think. 6 years ago. So these are his first ones. Scared shipless? What the fuck? It's clever. Let me see. Oh, God. Some of his early shit was dark, bro. Whoa. Let's look for a short one, just so I could show you. This guy's been doing this for a while. I'll just play a portion of it. 10 supposedly cursed YouTube videos.
Chills. Warning, the following videos have been reported to cause serious cases
Right there, he sounds normal.
of bad luck that could last up to a lifetime. Watch at your own risk. Number 10, cursed video. With such a generic title, this foreign YouTube video often gets buried in the search results. It's from a user named Chris Sadler. The opening screen has some sort of warning that's in a different language. The English translation...
But I know what you're talking about, Yuck. You're talking about that little like... It's like a weird little fucking voice. It's like an automated voice that's like... I know what you're talking about. That TikTok voice is even more annoying than this
underneath
guy.
only says, "Don't open your eyes." Whoever created this video appears to be trying to make a last-minute warning to the audience not...
Dude, that's crazy. So he actually sounds normal there. So when did he make that change to the fucking... Maybe he had nose surgery or some shit. Let's see, 4 years ago.
A live broadcast can
Here,
capture
did you see that?
unusual content that was never intended to be the main focus of the show. I encourage you to take a look at these strange happenings caught live and try to help me make sense of them. Maybe together we can find coherent answers for these puzzling videos.
I don't know what changed there. I mean, before he sounded better. But anyway, I don't know. He's been doing that for a while, man. But now he has a TikTok. I didn't know he had a TikTok. Let's see. Here's how I made... the creepy real-life Men in Black. What?
The creepy real-life Men in Black. Here is a video sent to Apex TV by a man who allegedly works as a security guard for a law firm in Anchorage, Alaska. The footage perfectly fits the profile of what I would consider a typical Men in Black encounter. A strange man wearing a black suit walks into the law firm and puts the receptionist in a trance with just a slight almost robotic hand movement from the man. Nicole, the woman at the front desk, pulls the ammo out of her piece, grabs the camera from her purse, and walks out with the man.
If I was a guy, I'd be like, no, I'm kidding.
And what's more bizarre, Nicole left her phone and purse behind, which is quite uncharacteristic of her. As per the security guard recording the incident, is this an actual sighting of the infamous Men in Black? Where is Nicole? And what's in the camera that she carried along while following the strange man? These questions have been haunting me for weeks. And
dude, look at how... I mean, dude, this is almost more creepy than the video, man. His, like, all that's moving is this. It looks like a South Park character.
2008, Shane Sovar, a hotel manager in Niagara Falls, and a security guard said they had seen a large triangular-shaped UFO outside the hotel window. Weeks later, a UFO investigation team looked into the sighting. Witnesses report that two men, dressed in all black, had visited the hotel and terrified the staff looking for Shane and the guard. Luckily, they were not present at the time. Upon reviewing the hotel security...
That's not scary. You know what's scary, dude? I'll show you what's scary. Let me see if they actually have them. This girl does pretty good videos. Have you ever seen this movie? It's like an old movie.
Stories about...
I think it's called The Damned, or Village of the Damned, or what is it called, man? Village of the Damned. Village of the Damned. Is that them where the kids are all fucking... Yeah, but see, these are bright-eyed children. The phenomenon that I'm talking about is it's called black-eyed children, which is basically like... The stories are crazy, man, because they just show up at your house automatically. Speaking of which, is my shit... I usually make sure everything's locked and secure, because usually my wife's asleep right now. Don't want any surprises. No. Alarm is set. But yeah, see, this is Village of the Damned. This is what I was thinking about, but not the same thing. That's the same thing. They just did some editing. That's the same. You know what I'm saying? It's the same video.
Black-eyed kids. But have you ever heard of somebody who actually let them in? Here's the story of a couple who actually let them in, what happened while they were there, and...
Okay, so you realize how he's saying a couple that actually let them in? Because all the stories are basically that you can't let them in. So supposedly they come up, they'll like, it's usually like in a storm. Like it could be raining outside and all of a sudden you get a knock on the door and it's just like a kid with a raincoat. And they're like, could we use your phone? And they're very aggressive. And they really just want to get into the house. It almost sounds like it's like a vampire type situation, but I've never heard of somebody actually letting them in. So let's see.
And the aftermath. Paul and Brenda lived in a small town on a dirt road deep in the country. It had been snowing for several hours, and Brenda wasn't surprised when she heard a bang on her door at 2 o'clock in the morning. Living on the sticks like they did, this happened quite often. Someone's car would break down and they would go knock on their door. As she peered out through the curtains, she noticed that her motion lights had turned on, and she could see a pair of footprints leading up to her house from the road. And there was no sign of any cars on the road in front of their home. She could, however, make out two figures standing at her front door. The banging continued as she woke up her husband, Paul. Paul got dressed quickly and answered the door with Brenda standing behind him.
You got some
on the porch stood two small children, a boy.
Okay, this girl right here looks like a fucking alien, dude. Tell me I'm lying. No, the Greys specifically. Not Grey's Anatomy, bruh. Images. They look. Tell me she don't look like one of these, bruh. Yuck, you did some military stuff, right? I mean, you were in the military. You ever see any, you know, UFO type stuff? I don't think I've ever asked you if you've had any scary stories. And I don't mean like, I'm talking more like paranormal, not like just, not like, you know, no UFO stuff. Gotcha. What's crazy to me is that out of all the scary shit that's out there, this is the one to me that's more believable. Okay, you don't think so? Okay. I feel like they out of everything else they could. That just looks crazy. I'm just kidding.
And a girl, both around 8 years old. Brendan.
Like I think I believe in those more than I believe in ghosts. To be honest, I not that I don't believe in ghosts, but I think you're more likely to see an alien than you are a ghost.
Winter weather. And normally her first instinct would be to rush them in the house to get them warmed up.
Dude, my chest is sore and I haven't done shit.
About these kids. Their haircuts were strange and out of fashion. The boy had a bit of an outdated bowl cut, and the girl had long hair with short, blunt bangs.
That's not even my concern.
The
My
clothes also
concern
seemed
is
to
that
be
my dog's
unfashionable for the time, and they wouldn't make eye contact with the couple. But because it was so cold outside, they let them in anyway. Paul let them in while Brenda rushed off to the kitchen.
Where's that picture from? Because that looks like a hello stepsis type situation. It's pretty silly to think in the entire universe we're the only living people. Exactly, man. I have a really strange, like, stoner type theory, and I say that just because, like, it sounds like something a stoner would have made up. But I brought this up to my cousins because so this past Saturday we had this huge barbecue, man, huge. And my cousins decided to kind of throw it at my grandma's house just to kind of like. We hadn't hung out in a while, like all been there at the same time in years. So my cousin was like, "Hey man, let's just kind of do a little barbecue type thing. Y'all can bring some briskets, whatever." And we'll just kind of say hi to grandma and, you know, just kind of gather up the way we used to. And it was trippy. This is kind of unrelated, but it'll get there. I talk a lot. So, dude, there was about 50 people there. And about 40 of those were all cousins, bro. Mexican families. What can I tell you? And that wasn't even all of them. Like, seriously. But that was pretty cool, man. And we had a lot of fucking food, dude. We had 2 briskets. Eli, my brother, made pork ribs as well as a brisket. And, dude, in Brownsville, to be specific, in Mission, Texas, which is not in Brownsville, sir. It's about 45 minutes. But it looked like Brownsville, you know what I'm saying? It looked like Brownsville, my boy. But it was pretty cool. Anyway, so as we're there, I started talking about my theory. Because every time we're together, you start talking about, like, hey, how are things going? And they asked me about my streaming and stuff. I'm like, I kind of stream like once, maybe twice a week. It just depends on my schedule. Like work, right? And I was telling him, yeah, man, I do like scary stuff. And he's like, really? And my cousin was like, he believes in it, but he doesn't really talk about it because he believes talking about it will make bad shit happen. So anyway, we started getting into the alien portion of it. And I'm like, you know what's crazy? And maybe you've heard me say this before, yuck. But I feel like the whole metaverse thing, like I heard that they have this feature now where you could like buy a UFC ticket on your headset, like your VR headset, like the one I have back here. And you could buy like front row seats to like fights now. And you're there, like they put a camera on the fucking chair. And you could actually like see the fight from that perspective. Which is kind of cool if you think about it. But the whole thing with me is that I believe that the attempts that like they're trying to do with this meta stuff, which is like, you know, Zuckerberg, he's trying to push the meta stuff through Facebook, which is obviously a lot of people have Facebook. And what happens when like that becomes a reality? I think that's what they're shooting for. They're shooting for like it to be appealing to you. Like imagine just not leaving home. But from home, you could tap into everything. You could go to work with your shit, you know, your headset on. That's what they're selling people, right? So then I started thinking about it a little deeper. I'm like, Okay. So I'm a believer in aliens, of course. I've told you this. So I started thinking, man, that's kind of Matrixy, right? Like in the Matrix, you're plugged in, like their whole existence is they're just like plugged into a chair and they're connected to a program somewhere else. What's the difference, man? It's the same shit. Like you're plugged in with that. You know what I'm saying? You got a headset on and you're going to go see fights and all of a sudden concerts and all these little possibilities start looking a lot better. Probably more affordable than actually hopping in a car and going there. And if it's like almost just like the real thing, then, you know, it becomes more appealing, more convenient, I would think. So this is where it gets deeper, though. So imagine you live in that world, right? Imagine you're like at your house and your existence is basically, okay, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to get my coffee, time to plug in, right? You fucking sit back in your chair, put your headset on. Let me give you a little visual. This becomes your day, okay? You got your little coffee cup. Take a sip. There's no coffee in there. You're like, okay, boys. Time to clock in. And this is your existence right here. All fucking day. You see what I'm saying? It sounds pretty neat. But here's my theory on this whole thing. If that is your existence, if that becomes your routine to do that, then what happens to your body, right? Because our bodies adapt to their environment. Our environment now becomes, you just need some fluids, you just need some calories coming in, and your brain to do all the work, right? The theory John Connor Jesus Christ is a prequel to The Matrix? I have not heard that theory. I'll have to look that up. Have you heard the theory of John Connor Jesus Christ is a prequel to The Matrix? I'd have to think about that. Trying to think how it could make sense. Turtle Clips is like, here we fucking go. Turtle's high as fuck, though. I know Turtle's 3 doobies in already. So, the whole adaptation thing, I think that your body would slowly adapt into you basically just having a big ass head for contain the brain that's doing all the work. And I feel like your physical body would wither away slowly. And if that happens, you end up looking like this guy with no muscles. This guy's got traps for days, okay? These guys are all fucking brain, no physical body. You see what I'm saying? That's my theory, okay? I believe this is where we are headed. If we buy into this whole metaverse shit. Because I think our bodies would adapt into this. Because no, who's going to go to the fucking gym, dude? If they make it to where you could get some pussy... fucking kidding. I'm kidding. But that's probably the only thing that'll keep people from, like, not staying at home, dude. You go out to a club or some shit. I don't know, man. But they got robots for that shit now. Right? You don't even need chicks, bro. You don't even need it. Just fucking put this thing on and plug in the fucking doll or something, dude. It's crazy, man, to think about that shit. You just be walking around with a big ass head and a dick. I know, I think weird. I have very, very strange thoughts. Anyhow. Fan theories. Oh boy. Is this the Terminator movies are prequels to the Matrix trilogy. Basically, that the machines successfully defeat John Connor's rebellion and then enslave humans in the artificial Matrix. They tried many times. Ugh, what am I? Sorry. I didn't want y'all to see that, y'all. I look red. I don't know why I look so red. defeat most of the Connors, but they do. Okay, hang on. Humans in the artificial matrix, they tried many times to kill John or Sarah Connor, his lieutenants, with Terminators, but failed. But they did manage to defeat most of the Connors' forces. Now the same machines of Skynet rule the planet, harvesting human energy while humans are deceived by the Matrix. This explains the speech Morpheus gives Neo about there having been a one before him. Ooh. Referring to John Connor who died. What? That's actually kind of crazy. I mean, I think it's a bit of a stretch just considering the movies, but the storyline does make sense because, you know, John Connor was the one, right? That's crazy. And then next, you know, you have Keanu Reeves. I know Kung Fu. Dude, Reddit, hang on, I gotta search this out here because Reddit can, you know. In Reddit, you could see some things, my boy. Let's see, paranormal. See if we got any scary shit. Let's finish this though.
Kitchen to make hot cocoa for the children. She was listening to Paul's conversation with the
that
children
is crazy,
while he asked them about their parents. Our parents will be here soon, said in a bit of a sing-song voice. The girl's voice gave Brenda the creeps, even from the other room. Paul asked what happened. Did the car break down? Our parents will be here soon, she said as her and her brother sat down on the sofa across from him on his favorite chair. She heard him ask, was there an accident? Again, the little girl said, our parents will be here soon. Brenda felt very uneasy about the kids' appearance, their behavior, their strange answers, and something else she couldn't quite figure out. As she was busy making the hot cocoa, she realized that her 3 cats were nowhere to be seen.
Who makes hot cocoa looking like that? Really? That's highly sus. Highly sus.
Which was odd because they normally have to chase them away from new guests. Only their one cat named Percival stood there and watched the children. His fur was raised along his spine.
Your grandma would make hot cocoa looking like that?
Pointing down.
I mean, that's true, I guess, but this lady looks provocative, okay?
He hissed at the children and stiffly walked back.
Then again, my grandma is like, it would be like, in Spanish, ¿Cuánto vas a querer, mijo? Different vibe.
Out of their sight. Walking back in with the cocoa, she noticed Paul was sitting there obviously in pain. Watch my next video for the rest of the story.
Did we just get jebaited?
You often hear Close Encounters stories about...
You better not be jebaiting me, my boy. No, he's got a lot of stories, this guy. Nice. Where's part 2? I feel like drinking coffee. That might be a bad idea. What am I doing tomorrow? What am I doing tomorrow? Usually I do like lawn type stuff on the weekends, but since it's cold, there's no lawn. There's nothing to do outside. Just rake up leaves. That's it. Shadow people, genuine, never trust. Boom. Is this part 2?
You often hear Close Encounters stories about black-eyed kids, but have you ever heard of somebody who actually let them in? Here's a...
What the hell? I think I got jebaited. Shadow people. Yeah, dude, what the fuck? Come on, man. You can't say there's a part 2 pin and there's not. Come on, man. You're teasing me, man. Creepy 911 call. I'm down.
A 911 dispatcher tells us the most horrifying call she ever got, which happened to be on a Halloween night. Here we go. This is the one call that scares her to this day. Back in the 90s, she had taken a lot of calls early one Halloween night. This particular one came in around 11 p.m. She took a call from what seemed like a concerned citizen, turning in 2 guys who were driving around with a mannequin dragging behind their truck. Parts were flying off all over along with clothing. She was concerned that...
Wait. Pause. What? Clothing was flying around?
That it would be a distraction to other drivers, and the debris
That's
could
confirmed.
cause with a mannequin dragging behind their truck. Parts were flying off all over along with clothing. She was concerned that it would be a
Oh, mannequin clothing. I get it, dude.
distraction to other drivers, and the debris could cause future accidents. Since it was Halloween and people loved playing pranks that night, it was most likely that's what this was, a prank. As the night went on, many more calls started coming in about this truck and the dummy being dragged behind it.
I want some
It
coffee.
seemed to be upsetting a lot of
Or
people,
cereal.
so she finally dispatched a squad car to go out and try to hunt down this truck. The officers came across clothing in the street, followed it till they eventually caught up with the truck, flagged it down, and discovered something horrifying. The dummy turned out not to be a dummy at all. It was a real body. The two guys in the truck claimed they didn't know anything about anything being stuck to the back of the truck. After some lengthy questioning and retracing their steps from the night, the truth was finally revealed, and
That is fucked. So they thought it was a prank with a mannequin, and it was an actual person falling to pieces.
it was worse than anyone realized.
Damn.
Earlier, the two men had gone to the grocery store to get some alcohol and snacks. As they left the parking lot of the store, they had inadvertently backed into an elderly man, who happened to be walking behind them in their blind spot. Somehow his clothing had gotten stuck in the back of their rear bumper. When they drove off, they took the man with them. The poor man was dragged for miles all over town. Everyone that noticed it thought it was just a simple prank for Halloween, just a dummy being dragged behind a car.
And see, you see that a lot in October. Like, people putting, like, a... I've always thought of that, man. Like, what if someone had an actual body? Because you'll see, like, people decorating with, like, a hand coming out of the trunk or whatever. Drugged down the road like Aunt Edna's dog. Rip. I don't know who Aunt Edna is for some reason. You're not talking about a real thing, are you? Is that like a... Well, I'm sure it's real because I've heard of... I'm not even going to get into things getting dragged.
Now I can only
Like these nuts.
imagine the pain this man had gone through moments before he finally passed on. But the story doesn't end there. When the paramedics arrived to
I know I pause a lot, but it's because I hear shit and then it reminds me of shit. And I don't want to talk about that shit, right? So, I actually work at I work from home. National Lampoon Original Griswolds. The original Griswolds. Family Vacation? I'll have to look it up, man. I'll have to look it up. I'm sure I've seen so many of those, but they all kind of blend together. Christmas Vacation is my favorite, obviously. So I work. Let me show you where I work. Well, it's not really showing you where I work, but it's showing you the building that I work at. Now, I work from home, and I work remotely. So basically, my computer is at this place for the time being, but I think our office is gonna move out of here. But the guy said that there was body parts flying all over the place. Tower of Fantasy Life. What the fuck? So this is the building. Probably giving too much information, but it's okay. There's like 30 floors, so 1 in 30 chance you find me. And as I said before, I work from home. But this is where I work, man. It's like one of the taller buildings in San Antonio, downtown. So when I was going to the office, we would go here. Now here's the crazy part. One day we were fuck, dude. Trigger warning. It involves like someone doing something crazy, okay? But one day we were in our office and all of a sudden we just heard like a lot of commotion like in the hallways, and we're like, oh shit, what's happening? When you live in a tall building or when you're working in a tall building like this, my mind is always like, what am I gonna do if like some terrorist shit happens, right? Like, I already had a plan. I was gonna like fucking throw a desk or some shit with like a rope and then fucking zip line down. It's fuck something ridiculous, man. Anyway, a guy jumped. A guy legit had on like a construction cap, like a hard hat and a vest, walked in the front door, went into the elevator all the way to the top, and because he was dressed like that, they assumed he was doing some construction on the top floors. He went to the top floor and jumped, dude. And he landed right about there. And like everybody, what was crazy is that my coworkers that were there, they were like, oh my God, like they wanted to see it. Now, me, I do not like seeing shit like that. Like, there was this old school video that, keep in mind, I'm older, right? So, when I was in high school, there was this video that people would buy called Faces of Death, where it just showed people just dying and stuff like that. I could not watch that shit. It's literally like the craziest shit you could imagine seeing. And that was like back, it was like, you know, if you could find that VHS, someone had it at their house, you could go watch it. That's how it was back in the day. Now it's on the internet, it's everywhere. But yeah, dude, so my coworkers, they like went to go see it out of instinct, I guess. Or like, I want to go see the body. And I'm like, why would you do that shit? I'm like, why would, like, to me, I'm just like, why? Why are you that curious? That shit is traumatizing. And sure enough, the girl that went to go look, she was like, she instantly got depressed. She was like, I think I need to go home. I don't feel right. And I'm like, yeah, like, why the fuck did you go look at a body, dude? What is your deal? My other coworker, he walked, like, they had all this blocked off. So he walked like way this way and across the street, like a block away. And he saw what he described as a piece of gum on the floor. That was actually a piece of this dude's brain. Way the fuck over there, dude. So that shit is like, when I hear stuff like body parts flying, my shit is like, I start imagining some crazy shit. You know what I mean? Like, ugh, I don't know. So anyway, that's what that reminded me of. That was crazy that happened at our job. I remember looking outside and just kind of seeing like they covered something with like a yellow tarp type thing, and I was like, that's too much for me.
To examine the man.
And the thing about this place is, I'm thinking that's not the first guy who had done that kind of thing there. So, what kind of energy's in that building, man? There was this specific floor. It was the 6th floor. I called this our dumping grounds. Okay, this is where we would go drop a deuce in peace with the pigeons. And I used to go like there twice a day or something. You know, once in the morning, once toward the evening. That's probably too much information, but it's whatever. The point is, it's an abandoned floor. Nobody uses it. There's like a vending machine and a restroom and a couple couches. You could go whatever, just lay down, take a nap or some shit. That floor at 8 p.m. at this time of year when it gets dark super early, like 6 p.m. That was some scary shit. I remember I had a Snapchat once where I was kind of just like, dude, this place is creepy. And somebody actually saw like a figure in the background of that Snapchat. I wonder if I have that saved somewhere. I'll have to look it up. But anyway, scary stuff, man.
One of them claimed to see an elderly man standing by the rear of the truck. He just seemed to be watching them. It was pretty dark and they couldn't tell exactly who it was.
I just got fucking chills. Hang on, I can turn off this fan. It's not because I'm cold. It's a combination of... Oof. Combination of creepy thoughts and... Oof.
They say the figure just turned, walked into a field, and seemed to disappear into thin air. What? Nobody seemed to know who that man was, but he seemed to be waiting for the paramedics to arrive, then simply walked off peacefully and vanished. So you tell me why you think that spirit was standing there. Oh yeah, and the 2 guys that were in the truck got arrested and convicted of involuntary manslaughter. Follow me for more. A 911 dispatcher tells us...
It's fucked up because they didn't know... Well, they didn't think they knew about it. Ghost gets physical. What the... That's some green screen stuff. Looks cool though. I actually feel like these are kind of tame. Time is at 1:58. I could probably do like a nuke. Nuke's top 5. Pretty sure he's got a new one. Let's see if they're actually scary.
Come on in. 5 months ago, 19-year-old Dylan Rounds mysteriously disappeared from his farm in Lucin, Utah. Search parties have scoured the area, but Dylan has never been found.
We begin tonight with a local family very concerned about their missing son. He seemingly vanished from his farm.
His parents say he was excited to start farming in northwest Utah, but after he planted his crop, he went missing, and now they suspect foul play.
This land in Lucin, Utah.
Why did they zoom in on that? You see how they zoomed in on this lady?
Seemingly vanished from his farm.
His parents say he was
This lady, look at the look she gives.
excited to start farming in northwest Utah, but after he planted his crop, he went
She does a weird look.
missing, and now they suspect foul play.
This land in Lucin, Utah might not look like much, but to 19-year-old Dylan Rounds, it was everything.
I'm convinced that it's foul play. Every vehicle he has, a retractor, everything is accounted for and in place.
If you know anything about Dylan's disappearance, his family is begging you to call police.
Lance Kelly from the YouTube channel Earthworm Infotainment decided to join the search for Dylan Rounds, investigating the many abandoned mines and caves in the countryside nearby. On this particular exploration, Lance finds an entrance to the collapsed Bald Eagle mine. Now, it should be noted that the old collapsed mine is said to be haunted, but nevertheless, Lance heads into the small entrance to investigate. What happens next is downright chilling.
All right.
Would you ever go into a little cave like that? I would not. Especially if it was a fallen mine? Are you kidding me?
A lot of cold air coming out of this one. So it's probably pretty deep.
That's what she said.
Anyone in here?
Am I seeing shit? What was that?
A lot of cold air coming out of this one. So it's probably pretty deep. Anyone in here?
Yeah, I think I'm seeing shit. I thought that was a face.
Here.
It's pretty easy to start like looking and making up things in your head here. There's a lot of different shapes.
Did you hear it? As Lance enters the collapsed mine, he asks, "Anyone in here?" To which someone or something seems to reply, "Come on in." Now the sound is a bit difficult to hear as Lance's feet are crunching against the loose gravel on the floor of the mine, but I did my best to isolate and enhance the creepy reply. Listen again carefully.
Anyone in here?
As Lance treks further into
I actually hear burning. Like burning.
the abandoned mine, it soon becomes clear that the passage is too small for anyone to be hiding inside. So just who or what could this voice be? You can follow the continuing search for Dylan Rounds over on the YouTube channel Earthworm Infotainment. Gotta see it to believe it. TikTok user Chubby Gooby recently moved into her new home in Reno, Nevada, along with her husband and their 2 cats.
Chubby Gooby.
Not long after moving in, the cats started to behave in a very odd way.
Well, our surveillance camera caught this, and I'm a little bit nerved about everything that happens, and the fact that the camera just stopped at the end of this.
So the cat's looking this way? They're looking at each other. Right there.
I'm not really sure what
Now this cat's looking this way.
to do about this. Just watch and let me know what you think at the end.
That's a fat fucking cat.
My cat never comes up to me like this unless she wants food, so that might have been what it was, but she was acting particularly weird.
What's wrong? What's wrong, baby girl? Why are you looking at me like that?
Our cat just walked away from me, and I felt like she knew it was coming.
What the f***? What the f*** just happened?
Something fell. Looks like they have their TV on a fireplace mantle, maybe.
Hello?
As Chubby Gooby is relaxing with a drink and watching TV, her cat approaches her as if alarmed. But then soon the kitty inexplicably just jumps away. Just then, a flower pot falls from the fireplace as if pushed, and even more strangely, the CCTV camera suddenly drops from its mount on the wall. Late another night, Chubby Gooby and her husband are fast asleep in bed, but something in their house is awake and very active. Something terrifying.
I don't know if I want to see this. That looks weird right there. I can make a shape out there, but that's me just... I think they call it matrixing, when your brain starts making shit up. Oh, I'm getting a weird feeling. Getting a weird feeling.
I was fully asleep at this point, and I was trying to wake up.
See, I'm getting a weird feeling though, because this to me looks like something. That looks like an arm. Looks like an animal head. That looks crazy to me, whatever this is. Is that a fucking Teletubby down there? You see this? Okay, hang on. I don't know. This is the thing is, this is not scary. But I'm scared. What the hell, dude? That is weird. Ugh. Hang on, something's freaking me out, man. I think it's that stupid image that I'm seeing there. But I'm like legit freaked out right now. That's weird.
A clothes hamper slides across the floor toward...
Like, that's not scary stuff. This shit I'll look at it and be like, yeah, it's fake. But for some reason, I got
the sleeping couple as a book seems to be yanked from the shelf by an unseen force. The couple awakes confused and in a panic from the sound, but they only realize what happened later, after watching their security video. Even after the events in the house, Chubby's husband is still skeptical. But one night, Chubby hears creepy sounds coming from the basement. After a long discussion, she convinces her reluctant husband to head down to the basement with her to investigate.
Dude, all my
It did
hairs
not
are like fucking
go
stood up
well.
right now.
Can't believe you have me recording this.
Well, you know.
What do I know?
You don't know.
No, what if something happens? We don't have any explanation for it. Like I said last time, we don't record everything.
That husband is skeptical to shit.
You don't record it, you don't...
Can you explain that?
That's why I'm tired.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the 15th freaking night in a row that something's happened.
I think you're exaggerating.
Did you say 50th or 15th?
Look, it's a basement.
It's a dark basement. Party? Yo.
What the f is that?
It's a broken frame.
Yeah, that happens.
Jeez!
What the f?
Okay, we need to go. Go. Go.
Oh, where?
Go upstairs. Go upstairs. Gee, go. Go upstairs. Go upstairs. Go upstairs. Go upstairs.
Let's go.
Go. Go upstairs.
Shooby Gooby's skeptical husband is now convinced as random things start to fall and eerily move across the basement floor right in front of his eyes. The terrified couple runs right back upstairs. So could it be that the couple's new home is haunted? Let me know what you think. The Man in Black. This next creepy video is a bit of a mystery, as it...
Dude, I don't know if I could do this right now. Y'all probably think I'm capping, bro, but I don't feel right. I don't know, man. Y'all never just get scared? Like, at this point, my mind is just way more scared than it should be.
was shared to the internet without a source. So the story goes that the video was filmed by a young tourist in Europe while exploring an abandoned old monastery. And without even knowing, he captures something truly chilling. A figure dressed in what looks like a long black monk's robe appears briefly in the doorway before just disappearing into thin air.
So long.
The tourist didn't even realize what he had just filmed and only discovered the figure when rewatching his footage later.
Oh,
but
shit.
with no definitive source, is it real?
That's a delay right
or is
there.
it all just an elaborate hoax? You decide. If you found a great ghost video online or recorded one yourself, please send it my way at nukestop5@gmail.com.
No, send it to me.
Uninvited. Nick Perry from Roseville, California says that he witnessed a dark shadow figure while driving on the allegedly very haunted Dyers Lane Road 2 years ago.
Never heard of it.
Nick is convinced that this dark, sinister thing attached itself to him and even followed him home. He says that since that night, he has experienced terrifying paranormal activity in his home. Now, fearing that his family and friends might think he's lying or maybe just went right off the deep end, Nick says that he never told anyone about the strange incidents in his house. But he claims that the paranormal activity in his home has become more frequent and more intense. So he has decided to record the incidents on his new YouTube channel called The Hooker. No idea why that name. But anyway, late one night, Nick starts to hear something and grabs his camera. What he catches on video is truly bizarre.
So I thought Fawn and David were back. I just got out of the shower and I heard, well, it sounded like the door opening and closing, but oh my God. Somebody's f***ing here. And my cat is just staring at the f***ing door. I know, messy room, I know. This message just creeps me out for some reason.
It's a recording for me, man.
Staring over there at the fucking door.
The cat's like, what the fuck?
Nick becomes increasingly more anxious as the unexplained
See, like, the way he showed his arm hairs standing up, I swear to God, that's what's happening with me right now. And the thing is, like, you could call it whatever, like, if you're a skeptic and stuff, but I was kind of taught that if you feel that way, you're actually vulnerable at that moment. And that's why it freaks me out more, because I'm thinking, oh shit. I've only had something happen to me once where I actually lost control of my body. And it was weird. It was for it lasted for a couple minutes. But it was weird. And the way I felt after that is the way I feel right now, which is why I'm like, what the hell, dude? Like, I gotta get my mind right. Should probably eat something.
activity soon starts to get more intense.
That's a nice TV mount. I need one of those.
Don't scare me, dog.
Dude, that dog scared the shit out of me. Did you see that?
Becomes increasingly more anxious as the unexplained activity soon starts to get more intense.
Just look at the couch. Like, imagine you're looking for some scary shit and you see a face like that.
Don't scare me, dog.
It was closed.
Off, dog. Why every time I'm fucking alone, dude?
Unnerved by what he's experiencing, Nick's own dog scares him as he catches the window blinds moving on their own. Nick has no idea that things are about to take an even more terrifying turn. One night, Nick is taking a cute little video of his cat when he captures something downright chilling.
The cat looks scared.
Meow.
What?
Where are you going in there? This is rhino.
Oh, hell no.
What was that, dude?
Nick hears a bang, and as he exits the bathroom to investigate, a small dark figure can be seen in the bathtub as his camera pans by. But Nick doesn't even notice it until he checks his camera footage later. Nick now becomes determined to try to catch video of the odd shadow figure again, so he sets up more cameras to record around his house while he is away. Late one evening, he returns to
My
find
nipples are hard as
this.
fuck right now. Which just means I have the chills. Oh my god. Shadows freak me the fuck out, man. Fuck. Wait a minute. Wait. That was him, right?
somewhere. Fucking. Damn, my phone's dying. So I'm just gonna have to unplug.
Someone or something can be seen walking around the living room, but nobody's home. So just who or what is this? Nick believes that the dark figure he saw years ago on Dyer's Lane followed him home and is still haunting his house. But what do you think is going on here? You can follow Nick's continuing search for answers over on his YouTube channel, The Hooker. The Outback Skinwalker. This next creepy video was posted to Reddit by Australian Reddit user Hasbeen42 with the caption, quote, "My friend recorded a potential skinwalker." So Reddit user Hasbeen42's friends are out in the woods of Australia late one night when they encounter this.
We out here hearing weird noises in the forest. What the what the what the
The friends have no idea what they captured on camera, and Hasbeen42 took it upon himself to post the video to Reddit in search of answers. The friends believe they might have captured a skinwalker, but what do you think this could be? Is it a skinwalker or just some strange Aussie critter?
That is fucking
what
weird.
what the fuck? What the fuck?
The most haunted hotel in Texas. The Meanger Hotel was built in 1859 in San Antonio, Texas.
What?
It was constructed on the old battlegrounds of the Texas Battle of the Alamo. Then years later, during the Civil War, the hotel was converted into a hospital for wounded and dying soldiers. With a history like that, it's not surprising that the hotel is considered to be a hotbed for paranormal activity. Over the years, the hotel staff members and guests have had countless strange supernatural encounters. Back in 2009, hotel guest Ricky Garcia had a first-hand experience with one of the hotel spirits when he was recording footage of the beautiful, historic interior.
That looks like it could be altered video.
A translucent figure about the size of a child can be seen walking on the other side of the main hotel hall on the second floor. And Ricky isn't the only one who captured a ghost on camera on the Meanger Hotel's second floor walkway. 4 years later, in 2013, hotel guest Felicia Powell captured this photo of the same area on the second floor of the Meanger Hotel. In the photo, a child guest at the hotel dressed in red can be seen walking along, but no one knows who or what is walking behind her. So is it true that the Meanger Hotel is haunted? And just what walks the stair landing on the second floor? Let me know what you think. The Last Stop. Popular Korean YouTuber Dosha from the paranormal YouTube channel Dosha Michael sets out to explore a creepy abandoned bus company located somewhere in South Korea. Now, not much is known about the mysterious bus company or why it was left abandoned, but Dosha believes that the location is haunted by the spirit of an old man that used to live inside one of the only remaining buses on the property. In an attempt to capture the ghost of the old man, the YouTuber sets up a GoPro camera to record the bus while he explores the rest of the enormous site. And this is when things start to get really creepy.
방금 소리 뭐 들었어요? 쿵 엄청 크게 소리.
I used to have my hair cut like that in high school.
A loud bang can be heard, startling Dosha as he's setting up his GoPro. Now, a bit freaked out, he eventually leaves to explore the building. But after a few hours, he doesn't really find or experience anything in the abandoned bus depot. So he grabs his static camera and just heads home. But when Dosha looks back at his captured footage of the bus, he's shocked when he realizes what his static GoPro camera recorded. Something can be seen walking past the bus and out of frame.
I wonder if he's related to
Dosha has no idea who
kids.
or what this could be. So he returns the next day and leaves the GoPro in the exact same spot. What his camera captures that night is absolutely chilling.
It's all something. Oh, that face looks fucked. I could see that. Looks a little grainy. I think that's a stretch. It is weird, but at the same time, it's not clear, so. I'm starting to get tired, man. It's crazy.
First, something can be seen moving around inside the bus.
It looks like somebody doing this. That's what it looks like.
Then a little later, a dark mist-like figure can be seen looking out the window on the second floor before moving back out of sight. So could it be that Dosha captured the ghost of the old man who used to live inside the bus? Let me know what you think. You can watch this entire video and many more spooky ghost investigations with English subtitles over on the YouTube channel, Dosha Michael. Creature or compression? Pakistani Reddit user Phantom881999 says that late one night the strange CCTV footage was captured just outside his dad's workplace.
So the puppies are up again. That one was bogus. Yeah, I think so too. Fuck. That is weird.
Now the Redditor definitely admits that this could simply be a strange glitch in the compression on the camera. But why does one of these two people look like they are hunched over and walking on four legs?
Yeah.
So is this weird compression or a weird creature? Let me know what you think. A little evil. Popular ghost hunter Ehab Kasmia sets out to investigate a completely abandoned neighborhood on a mountain in Jordan. Now, nobody knows exactly why dozens of homes were deserted in an otherwise thriving city, but locals claim that the neighborhood was plagued by a sinister jinn taking the form of a human child. As Ehab goes from home to home, he doesn't really find much and only hears a few strange noises. But that changes as he gets higher and higher up the mountainside. In one of the empty, dilapidated homes, this happens.
I feel like these are just set up to show something, because like there's so many shadows.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق.
Did you see it? Ehab doesn't notice when a small childlike hand moves out of sight right behind a doorway. Clueless as to what just happened, Ehab leaves the home and heads to the next house even higher up the mountain. As he explores, something happens that shocks him to his core.
I think the hours are finally catching up to me. I hear my dog like collar going crazy.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
When Ehab switches to the selfie mode on his phone, he is shocked when he sees the face of a child watching him from outside the window. He races outside, but there's no one there. Now, there is no one around this mountain for miles, and there certainly shouldn't be a child out alone in this dangerous abandoned neighborhood. So Ehab is now starting to believe that the local legends are true. He thinks the mountain might just really be haunted by a malevolent entity that takes the form of a child. But, as always, you decide. Just pulling your leg. This next video has been circulating the internet, but unfortunately no one seems to know the original source. So, somewhere in Asia, a child is innocently crawling across the floor. Then this happens.
What the fuck?
The light in the room suddenly flashes off, just as the crawling child's legs seem to be pulled by something that we can't see. Incredibly upset by the occurrence, the crying child charges forward wildly as if to try to escape whatever might be after him. Or is he being pushed? It's kind of hard to tell. But
like
with no source for the video,
thrown.
I guess we'll never know.
Thrown by the leg, I would say. Yeah, it looks like something thrown.
Thanks so much for watching. Lately, my upload schedule has been completely ridiculous. So please be sure to subscribe and hit the little bell notification icon so that you never miss a video. I would really appreciate it. Also,
yeah, I would definitely recommend following this guy if you like this stuff. He has a lot of good
if you would like to, you can follow me on Instagram here, on Twitter here, and on TikTok. You all be safe, and hopefully I'll see you back here for the next video.
You'll see me here for sure. Alright guys, I'm starting to get tired, man. I think the day's catching up to me. I'm more than likely end up streaming maybe tomorrow during the day or something. I'm going to be off a lot of next week, so I'm going to be catching up on streams. Off to bed too, yuck. Alright, man. Have a good one. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Hope you have a good night, man. I'm going to go get me some rest. Good night, guys.